Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to How to YouTuber Complete Guide, episode 7. Today, we've set up the channel and we've done everything. What you should expect in the first 6 months. The first 6 months is where probably 90% of YouTubers quit, and what to expect so you're prepared and ready to go. But we'll also talk of something I've sort of nicknamed the sheep effect, and also take a sort of deeper look into the YouTube algorithm, because understanding how YouTube works is really important if you want your channel to succeed. So without further ado, let's get straight on with it. So you've spent hours getting set up to start YouTube. You've bought the equipment, you've got a microphone, you've got a webcam, you've got the lighting, you might have a green screen, you've practiced in front of the mirror for hours, you're ready to go. What should you expect in the first 6 months, for us to say? The answer is very little, right? This is the period in which, I would imagine, I'm just plucking this number, 95% of YouTubers give up. I've seen many examples of this. I'm a member of a forum called YT Talk. A guy's made videos for a couple of weeks, wondering why he's not getting any views. He's asking for advice. Lots of people give him some really good advice, and you never see him again. You check out his channel in a year's time, and he gave up after a month. Going into YouTube with your eyes open is really, really important, because in the most likely case, unless you have some sort of viral video or some genius move, or you've got a big YouTuber gives you a shout out or something like that. So if we're talking about natural growth through good SEO and posting on Reddit and stuff like that, the first 6 months is a massive, it will be the hardest going, because no matter how much we all enjoy making videos, and obviously you should first and foremost enjoy what you're doing on YouTube, because you're not going to make any money, you're not going to get many people watching. And if you're doing it because as I see a lot of people, because they see people like PewDiePie and go, right, I'm going to start YouTube because I can make some money, I could do it full time, and they'll see that 6 months, a year, 2 years into a channel's life, you might have made $200, right? As hard as that sounds, that is the truth. Here's my subscriber growth since the start of my channel, and as you can see here, the start of my channel was like pretty good. I was hitting like 8 subscribers a day, man. I was flying, and like in all seriousness, that is way above the curve. I've seen, especially things like sort of vlogging channels and stuff like that, make videos for 2-3 years and still only have 100 subscribers, and they're good channels. It's not like it's bad quality stuff. So when anybody offers, I get asked for advice a lot from new YouTubers, and I just say, for the first 6 months, totally ignore your numbers. Don't worry about views, the amount of comments you've got, subscribers, likes, dislikes. Just forget it, right? Every single one you get is a big bonus, okay? Because the way YouTube works, the algorithm briefly, like nobody knows the sort of full way that the algorithm works. It's kept very secret by Google, because obviously if you knew how the system worked, you could then game it to gain advantages. So nobody knows how truly the system works, but we've been able to figure out many things. And one is that if you start a new YouTube channel, YouTube doesn't trust that channel. So even if you had a good video that had really good SEO, and if it was made by somebody with a 2-year-old channel, it might rank first on that particular search. It might not, purely because you're a new channel. And this is because YouTube, at the end of the day, wants to promote the stuff that people want to watch. And they're not sure if your channel is worth that then, because they don't have the analytics. They can't look at your last 500,000 views to see if people are watching the entirety of your videos and all that sort of stuff. So it really is a struggle to get found on YouTube. And that's why talking about the previous video with the SEO is that finding a niche within a niche, find a really nichey thing that not many people are making videos on at all, so you're not competing. You might only have a few people searching for that thing, but you can actually, they can sort of still find you. That is like sort of hugely important. And so basically, at the end of the day, 6 months, I would I wouldn't bother to look much at my analytics, my numbers, just because even if you've got a few views, if you look at analytics and start going into what... I'm going to do a separate video on analytics because it's obviously quite a big thing. I'm going to take you through all the different things. But even if you start looking at things like watch time reports and stuff like that, if you've only got 20 views, then one guy that looks at the video and then clicks off can really skew the results of that thing. So it's not that helpful. The first 6 months of your channel should be basically trying to make each video better than the last one. Improve the quality, improve the editing, improve the colour, improve the sound, whatever it is. Just focus your 100% on doing that and also getting better at your SEO. So in 6 months' time, when it starts mattering more, your SEO is really good. So in this section, I want to talk a little bit more about the YouTube algorithm and also what I like to call the sheep effect. So the YouTube algorithm is a very, very complex and top secret code that allows basically Google, who own YouTube, to rank the videos in searches and all that sort of stuff. And things that affect the YouTube algorithm, when you upload a video, so the first thing will affect where you rank is basically how good your title is. Well, the first thing will be your channel, so where it's come from. So it will go, okay, you've only had your channel 1 month, you've only made 5 videos, so that's like a penalty. And then let's say we've got really good SEO, so it looks at the SEO, so it ranks that video higher. Let's say, just for this hypothetical thing, there's 100 videos, right, on the exact same subject that you're doing a video on. So you're a brand new channel, you just made a video, let's say you ranked 98th by default because YouTube, as we explained, doesn't sort of trust you yet, doesn't trust your channel. So you're 98th. Let's say you make a really good title, description, and tags. That boosts you up to 80th. Okay, you're still penalised because of your new channel, but you're doing well. You're up to 80th. Then things like... and that will sort of give you your rank. So that will give you your I am 80th in the rankings. Then once that video is then on the internet and people are clicking on videos, if they notice, let's say it's a 10-minute video, and let's say you get 100 people that click on your video, and let's say every single one of them watches till the end. YouTube absolutely loves that, right? They really, really love that because it means you're sort of engaged, you're enjoying watching something, the title matches what the video is about, it's not clickbaity. They really like that. So that might then start propelling your video up, so it might get to 60th. Other things like if it drives subscribers. Another thing the algorithm itself works is that it likes it when you start either a watch session. So let's say, for instance, rather than somebody being on YouTube already, they've watched 5 videos and then they see mine and watch mine, that's fine, that's great. But if, let's say, I tweeted my video and somebody clicked on it and then they came into YouTube from outside world, YouTube loves that because you've basically bought them a new customer, so to speak. And if that person then watches one of your videos and goes on to watch another one of your videos, or anybody else's video, let's say in the suggested, you click on one, it starts like a YouTube watch session. We've all been there for hours down the loophole of dancing cats and dogs can't catch and shit like that. YouTube really appreciates that, so that will benefit more and more. The sort of main thing to think about with the algorithm is that, as I spoke about in the first section, is that in the first 6 months, it's not going to really trust you. You need to build that level of trust with the algorithm. You need to prove to it that your videos are not clickbaity, they're good, and that people watch them most of the way through, and you're driving traffic, and you're also you're regularly uploading videos. It's really hard to grow a channel if you're not uploading at least twice a week. You can, there's millions of channels that do much less than that, but they're generally like bigger projects, like some of these animators and stuff, but they'll even tell you about, one of these little animated shorts might take them 2 months to make, so they do a video every 2 months, and they'll even tell you about the fact that it's hard for them to grow because of that. The algorithm's going, oh, well, you've got a channel, but you're not uploading regularly. In an ideal world, if you wanted to have the perfect YouTube channel, then a daily video is the way to go. If you can do it every other day, that's fantastic. A couple of times a week. After that, once a week, you can get away with. But depending on your content, it's then going to drive viewers away because, like, I really like that person's video, but they barely upload. They might forget about you the next time a video comes out. They might have already forgot about you and moved on or found somebody else that uploads every day. So if you can commit to a regular upload schedule, that does really, really help with the algorithm, with the way YouTube trusts you, and all that sort of good stuff. The last thing I want to talk to you today is about what I call the sheep effect. I mentioned it briefly in a previous video. And there's two sides to the sheep effect. So, and this affects most people, including myself, sometimes subconsciously, sometimes consciously, is that when you're doing a search in YouTube, for whatever it is, it could be any subject related matter whatsoever, is that, I've just typed in Guardians of the Galaxy review, is that people automatically go to the one with more views. And I'm sure you've done this as well. Let's say here, right, I'm actually already subscribed to Chris Stuckman. It's really good, by the way. But let's say if I looked at this one, Guardians of the Galaxy Movie 2 movie review, it's got 600,000 views. You know, it must be a decent video, right? This guy here, although, you know, it's slightly different, but let's just pretend this one's a review. 2,500 views. The way the human brain works is that this must be a better video because it's more popular. In reality, that's completely false. It just could mean because this guy's got a lot of subscribers, and also he's got a lot of views. He might have done his view. Obviously, he did his 1 month before as well, so his views are always going to be higher. But it's just something about it. So bear that in mind when you're starting out. That's one of the reasons you might struggle in that first 6 months period, is because people see your Football Manager video and it's got 10 views and they go, nah, might leave it. And the same goes with the channel itself. Like Chris Stuckman here has 982,000 subscribers. He does movie reviews, right? If I'd clicked on this page and this guy had 50 subscribers, I am actually, and most people are actually less likely to subscribe to this channel because it has less subscribers. And in some cases, that might be right, because this guy's got 1 million because he's really good. But it might just be that this other guy's just started out, or he hasn't made as many videos, or it's a different niche, or, you know, he doesn't make videos as often, or whatever it is. But he might be really amazing at it. But just the natural human instinct of being a sheep and following the herd and going with it is that when you start out, you're on 0 and 0, right? 0 subs, 0 views. And then it's that hardest point to get those views and those first few subs. Your first 50 subs will be the hardest subs you've ever got, right? Every 50 after that will be easier than the first 50. So don't get downhearted when you're struggling early on, because they might find you in search, but just click on somebody else's video because it's got 1,000 views instead of your 50. So there's not anything you can do about it. It's just human nature. You just kind of have to battle through. And once you get to the stage, like my channel, for instance, now is getting to that stage. It's a small, like in the grand scheme of things, I have a tiny channel. It's 15,000 subscribers. But my niche is very, very niche. So it's Football Manager. And there's not a massive amount of Football Manager content creators. And therefore, I'm one of the bigger channels now. And just by being one of the bigger channels, people are more likely to subscribe to me. As well as more likely to find my videos because YouTube trusts me more. I've been doing it 1.5 years and all that sort of good stuff. So just bear that in mind. Like I said, there's not much you can do about it, but I'm just trying to stress to you guys before you get going that it can be really, really hard work early on when you're not seeing subscribers. And when you get to 20 subscribers and then you log on one day and you lost one. It's like 5% of my subscribers just disappeared overnight. It's going to happen, right? And also, I'll talk about a lot of likes and dislikes and unsubscribes in a future video. But don't worry about unsubscribers. Do not worry about dislikes. Never, ever give a flying fuck about dislikes, because you can make a video saying, I'm going to make a 10-second video saying my favourite colour is green. And you might get disliked because somebody thinks you're ugly, or their favourite colour's red, or they don't like green, or a million different reasons, or the video's too short, or the video's too long. There is no feedback in a dislike. So just always, for the entire lifetime of your channel, totally ignore dislikes. What you want to do is try and encourage feedback from people to say, if you didn't like the video, let me know in the comments, because they might say, the reason I disliked this video was because X, Y, and Z, the sound was rubbish. And then you go, I can fix that. That's useful information. So like I said, just ignore dislikes and concentrate. Like I said, first 6 months, just work your ass off on your channel, build it, and concentrate on the videos, not the numbers. So there we go, guys. Another video done. I hope you enjoyed it and got something useful out of it. If you have any questions on the subject we talked about in this video, then please leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm also going to do a live Q&A at the end of this series on YouTube. So if you want to talk, have any more questions, or want to go a bit more in-depth, or something we haven't talked about before, then make sure you join me on that stream. Also, subscribe if you're new. Also, you know, if you've got your own tips to share, put them in the comments. Let's help each other grow. You know, I'm not the world's expert of YouTube. I'm just showing you what I've learned. But if you've got your own tips and tricks, then please do leave them in the comments. Get involved, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.